I'm Antony, also known as Mr. Londoner, and today I'm on my home patch because I'm in Highbury Fields, London N5. And in today's little film we're going to tell you 7 things you didn't know about Highbury. We're outside number 1 Highbury Terrace, the former home of Sir Francis Ronalds. Ronalds Road is just round the corner. Not a household name today, Sir Francis Ronalds, but he was the guy that gave us electrical telegraphy, the 19th century version of the internet. We're at the Emirates Stadium, the home of Arsenal Football Club. This is actually the club's 3rd stadium. They began in Woolwich in southeast London. They moved to Highbury, just down the road there, just before the First World War. And they've been here in the Emirates Stadium since 2006. Arsenal, during World War II, played, would you believe, at White Hart Lane, the home of their arch rivals, Tottenham Hotspur. Why did they play at White Hart Lane? Because the pitch at Highbury had been destroyed by German bombs in the Blitz. We're now outside the house of the Victorian artist Walter Sickert. His house is there, there's a green plaque on the wall. He was a member of the famous Camden Town group of artists. They were a bohemian lot and their art really quite dark, a little bit sinister. Now there's an author, an American author called Patricia Cornwell, and she actually believes that Walter Sickert was none other than that scourge, that terror of Victorian London, Jack the Ripper. And Cornwell actually had some of Sickert's paintings destroyed in order to try and get DNA from them to prove that Sickert and Jack the Ripper were one and the same. The jury is still out. If you love the Richard Curtis film, 4 Weddings and a Funeral, then you're going to love this place because this is 22 Highbury Terrace. It's where Hugh Grant lived in that movie. Now, if you remember the very climactic scene at the end of the film when Andie MacDowell looks up at the sky and says to Hugh Grant, "Is it raining?" I hadn't noticed. That all happens right here. Imagine this scene in the 1940s, in the height of the war years, where people today are relaxing, having a drink, kicking a football, would have been vegetable patches, because back in the day the good people of Highbury were digging for victory and all of this area was given over for the growing of carrots, cabbages, potatoes and other fruit and vegetables. It was a very, very important part of the war effort, and Highbury, like other parts of London, did its bit. Highbury has been home to a number of famous people. Sade, the 80s pop star, lived here. Alexander McQueen lived here, and the TV chef Nigel Slater still lives here. So does Mr. Bean, and he's a fictional character. Another fictional character was Hot Black Desiato in Douglas Adams' Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, and the name was inspired by this estate agent behind me, Hot Black Desiato of Highbury Barn. Behind me is a chestnut tree, and this tree was grown from a cutting taken from the tree that was originally outside Anne Frank's house in Amsterdam. Anne Frank's house is today a museum, and the tree that was there has sadly died, but many cuttings were taken, and so there are many Anne Frank trees all over the world today. This particular one in Highbury Fields was planted in 2016 by local schoolgirls, and guest of honour that day was Dr. Eva Schloss, now 87. Dr. Schloss, as a child, survived Auschwitz, and she was here to remind us not to forget, but also to remind us that life goes on.